Hey you guys, what's up? It's Shaquan here from SLFX Trading, and in today's video I am going to be taking you guys through two currency pairs that hit profit but they correlate together. One pair is going to be pound New Zealand and the other is going to be New Zealand dollar versus the United States dollar. Now, if you listen to the placement of both currencies, then you will hear that the common pair that they have, or the common currency they have, is the New Zealand dollar. So let's go ahead and let's get into the analysis. So I'm going to start with New Zealand dollar USD, since this is the first trade I've taken, or the trade I took today, this morning, and then I'm going to get into the trade that I took yesterday on pound New Zealand. So I actually bought New Zealand dollar versus the United States dollar. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start here in the upper right hand quadrant, and I have four charts going. I have my weekly, my daily, my 4 hour, my 30-minute. Now, as you guys know, I am primarily a swing trader, and I'm not transitioning to scalping or day trading. I am adding that now to what it is that I do now, because I have time now to sit and actually analyze my charts. I'm not here for a long time. I still take my breaks. I still have my 15-minute trading days when allowed. But for right now, because I have more time on my hands, I can catch more positions if I really hone in and focus. So I want you guys to see what's been going on the New Zealand dollar. I noticed that we've been having this push up. It's high volatility, 1, 2, 3, just 3 days of an upward move. So when I go and cross compare that to what's been going on the New Zealand dollar, you guys can see that she's been pushing up really beautifully, right? And so now what I'm noticing is, okay, this is called high volatility, where price is just going up, but there's minimum amounts of fluctuation on the higher time frame. So you guys see that price on the daily is just skyrocketing, price on New Zealand dollar on the 4 hour is just skyrocketing, but there's really no strong pullbacks. So that is like when people say price is going to the moon, that's what this means. So as I saw this, I said, because there's minimum pullbacks, that means that this is a trade that scalpers and strict day traders are going to want to trade. So as a swing trader, looking at this, I have to think like the scalper and the day trader. So as I saw this, I went down to a lower time frame, and I'm a supply and demand trader. So I'm looking at this as the people in the United States, they're using dollar. The people in New Zealand, they have New Zealand dollar. How much is it costing the people in the United States to buy one New Zealand? Their price is increasing every day now. And so when I go and I look at it, I say, well, people are still buying the New Zealand dollar because the price is increasing. There are buyers in the market. What's the best place for me to buy? So I transfer that information for my 4 hour time frame down to my 30-minute time frame, after observing that the daily and the 4 hour, like every time frame is pushing up together, but where's the best place to become a short-term buyer? And so that's where this information comes from. And so I wanted to trade above, and you guys can see this beautiful trend here. You guys can see that we had a higher high, higher low at 0.71462, and then a higher high here at 0.71796. So I needed price to stay above 0.71462, which is where my structure, this is what I call my estimation zone. I estimated that this is where price can pull back for an entry. And then here, now let's go ahead and zoom in here this is at 5:30 in the morning. At 5 o'clock, the candle opened. At 5:30, the candle closed, and this was my entry candle. It's a rejection hammer. So there are only 4 candlesticks that I really primarily look at. Their categories, and this is one of them. And then I went ahead and I entered the trade back up to the previous high, and this one has hit profit for me. And so this was a really good trade. No drawdown in this. Well, it was a little drawdown, but not too much drawdown. So a really nice trade. Now, because I bought New Zealand dollar today, because it was going up from the past few days, I actually sold pound New Zealand dollar yesterday. So let's go ahead and go over that information. So this is my pound dollar. And if you know anything about correlations, you know that there are some minors that correlate with the major currency pairs. So I like to think that pound New Zealand dollar correlates with New Zealand dollar, not 100% of the time, not candle by candle, but for the most part, when one is trending up, the other is trending down. So if I correlate it, I can say, okay, well, New Zealand dollar was having bullish momentum, but look at pound New Zealand. She went down, down. So yesterday I was noticing, okay, she's pushing down really, 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 really nicely. Let's see how this looks on a 4-hour time frame. And so as I'm looking at it on the 4-hour time frame as she's pushing down, remember all time frames are showing you the same thing, but look at how she's moving up and then moving down and moving up and moving down on the 4 hours. She's having minimum pullbacks. So in my head, that means she's trending really nicely too on the 30-minute time frame. So this is when I went to this time frame on a 30-minute, and this was in the evening time. I was with my student, getting ready to meet my other students to go over some trade setups for the night. And I'm like, okay, hey, yo, I think this is a really, really good setup that, we could potentially enter from the 4 hours to the 30-minute, which is one I was telling one of my students. And he's pushing me to be more aggressive because I'm a very conservative trader. And I think it's really good. But if you're a coach, I want you to listen to this. I'm very conservative. If you're a type of trader and you have a student who has a certain edge that you like, because I love teaching aggressive traders, then you need to use them to motivate you, build them up, coach them, let them motivate you where they're strong at, because you've already motivated them where you're strong at. You've given them something great and you let them do that in return. And I love doing that with my students, finding the value within them and then letting them teach me something new as well. So he's, pushing me to be more aggressive, and I love that. You need that person in your corner. So I was saying, we have this is an area of supply and demand. We had an inside bar here, which is a hammer, another bullish hammer. That said, hey, Kurt, I think, price is going to come back and test it under 30 minutes, which it did. So as he and I were talking, at this time, we had a rejection candle hammer that we were not on the chart at this time. A hammer formed, and then when we got on Zoom together, this bearish candle had formed. That was the candle that we needed to enter the trade. That was the candlestick that we entered the trade on, and all we did was we couldn't get a good one-to-one on this trade, and so we traded past the targets using Fibonacci back down, and she hit, which overnight, which was a really, really great trade, really, really great setup. I remember testing him before we went to bed. Hey, price is in our favor. Let you see how it holds overnight, and then boom, we wake up and we have profits. So 2 great trades, one from last night, one from this morning, both moving opposite directions, both have the same common currency, New Zealand dollar. And this was just an awesome trade setup. So you guys, if y'all like these type of videos, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and share it out as well. Also, the society will be opening back up next week. It's a community of traders who I coach and I teach. And I want to teach you guys how to look at charts this simple and this clean, going from higher time frames. And I'm not introducing the lower time frame just yet. The way I'm doing this, I'm showing it. But if there's something you want to learn in the future, great, join. But I'm going to really help you focus on those higher time frames first, so you can understand how the market moves. You can understand how to enter trades. You can understand how to create a watch list. You can understand how to cycle out pairs. And then we're going to hit it hard with the lower time frames, the 4 hour and then a 30-minute. Okay. So if there's something that you're interested in, stay tuned. Since Swing Trading Society will be open on Monday. If y'all want to work with me one-on-one, make sure you book a free 30-minute consultation with me. Links would be down below. Okay. So I pray that you guys have a safe trading week, and I'll talk to you guys later.